Hi, and welcome to Human Resources 101. Today's lesson is intended to give you a good overview of the basics of human resources and some of the compliance and general human resource issues that you're going to encounter. We're going to be talking about the nuts and bolts of HR, from recruiting, new hire, personnel files, employment posters, benefits, all the way through termination. So working through that employee life cycle. Once we get through the employee life cycle, we'll hit some of more of the beyond the basic issues, some of the hot HR issues that are out there that you need to be aware of. There are a lot of resources that are available to you when you start to look at HR. Probably the number one resource is using the internet is the United States Department of Labor website, and I really encourage you to get familiar with this website. The website houses a number of different links to forms such as tax forms, I-9 forms that you may need, as well as contact information and frequently asked questions. Additionally, your local state website will also have a lot of information that's specific to state requirements. As we go through today's lesson, we're going to be talking about human resources somewhat on a federal general level. I encourage you to look at your state requirements. Each state has different requirements for many of the topics we're going to be discussing. So today's lesson is going to give you a good basis to get started, but you'll want to make sure that you consult with your state requirements. Again, using your state local website is also another opportunity. Another human resource consideration you'll want to think about as you begin to bring employees on board is what benefits are you going to be offering them? Will you be offering health, dental, life, disability, accidental death and dismemberment, retirement such as a 401k or a simple IRA or something else? Or what other fringe benefits are you planning on offering your employees, such as health club reimbursements or tuition reimbursement? As you begin to develop your benefits plan and your benefits program, you're going to want to think about some eligibility decisions. How long should that waiting period be to qualify for benefits? For example, many times companies make employees eligible immediately on their date of hire for medical and dental, while other companies may have their employees waiting 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Typically, companies don't have employees waiting more than 90 days, but companies do have employees wait. Also, how many hours does an employee need to work in a work week in order to qualify to be eligible? Or what is the part-time threshold? A company may use 20 hours a week as that part-time threshold to be eligible for benefits. Another company may use 30 or 35 hours. So what is your threshold? What's going to make the most sense for the employee base that you have? There are also a number of different tax saving strategies that you're going to want to look into and think about implementing. There's the Section 125 pre-tax premium plan. That plan allows employees to put aside pre-tax money to pay for their premiums for medical and dental insurance. There's also the Section 125 health and dependent care plans. What those plans allow employees to do is to set aside pre-tax money to then be used to help them pay for medical or dependent care expenses. These plans are monitored by the IRS, so you want to understand the guidelines around these plans before you implement them. They work on a calendar year, sometimes with a 3-month or 90-day lag, but you want to make sure that people understand what are reimbursable expenses under the Section 125 plan and what is not reimbursable. Any balance left in a Section 125 plan at the end of the plan year is forfeited. So employees should be think about undercutting what expenses might be there so that they don't forfeit any money at the end of the year. There's also the possibility of Section 105 health reimbursement arrangements. And these are really gaining ground in the current times to help offset some of the costs. An employer may set up an HRA to help pay for some of the benefit costs for employees. There's also pre-tax deductions for retirement plans. As you put together your benefits program, you want to consider these compliance considerations. While there's federal COBRA that requires you to maintain benefits for employees Should they terminate or lose benefits either because they fell below the part-time threshold or they've terminated employment, many states also have what we call a mini COBRA law that extend that federal COBRA law down to fewer employees. You want to make sure you have Section 125 plan and summary plan descriptions of those plans as well as your other plans. Section 401k and Section 125 plan testing is another thing that you're going to need to do should you implement those programs. And you want to be aware of HIPAA and other state healthcare laws.